audible, guys? Okay, I got Chiranjeevi has told yes, Mohammed has told yes. So, okay, I think I'm audible to everyone, and I'll start with the session. Okay, so I hope you guys know what this session is about. It's a pretty straightforward session. We're just going to discuss about how to become a DevOps engineer. So I'll be just going through various concepts like why a DevOps engineer, what a DevOps engineer does, and how to become one would be the last part. And again, this session will be two parts. One I will be covering. You can ask any technical doubts if you have to me. But if you have any doubts regarding your career, if you have any doubts regarding your certification, if you have any doubts regarding anything related to that, in that case, I would suggest to keep those doubts for now. And at the end, my colleague, who is a course advisor, a senior course advisor, will be joining, and you can ask those career related or certification related questions. Okay. For example, what I mean by career related in the sense, let's say you're from a particular background, let's say you're from software testing, and you want to know if you can get into DevOps engineering. So in that case, those questions my colleague will be answering. But if you have any technical questions, for example, the skills about the skills, should I know cloud or should I know Python or something like that, I will be the right person to ask those questions. So I'll start with the session. Okay, so first we'll be discussing all this, that is the job opportunities, the salary, and who is hired. Because these are the important points when it comes to why. The first question everybody asks is the salary, even though whatever job role they're going into. So there are a few things which you have to know. For example, when you're getting into a job role, you should know whether there are job opportunities. If there is only one job for, for example, there might be 2 million applicants, but just one job. So that basically means there are not a lot of opportunities in that position. But coming to DevOps, there are opportunities in every country because DevOps is becoming, let's say, really important thing which every company is trying to adapt the DevOps principles and trying to automate their software development lifecycle. So DevOps engineer jobs are available in abundance, and you can see this data was not gathered by us. This data was gathered by job portals like Indeed.com and Glassdoor, in which basically companies post their postings. So in that case, with that, we figured out that there are 2,600 positions in India and 21,000 plus positions in US. So again, so in particular states, 900 positions and 1,200 plus positions. So these are the job opportunities there. So this is the first point. There are an abundance of jobs in DevOps. If you have the right skills, you can become a DevOps engineer. And second is the salary. If you're, for example, DevOps engineers need certain experience or skills to become a DevOps engineer, as I told you. You need to know a lot of skills, you need to know a lot of tools, you need to know a lot of concepts, understand how software development works, understand about cloud computing. So obviously a DevOps engineer's role is challenging, and when it's challenging and when it's difficult, the salary will also be high. So in India, the salary goes around 80 to 1 lakh per month. So this is the average salary for a DevOps engineer. The highest salary can even increase more than this. Or when you are starting off with your career, it can be around 50,000 or 60,000. And then in US, it is around $11,000 per month. So again, this is the average value. It can go higher than this, and it can go lower than this. So we've answered that. Now coming to another part of salary, that is if you're entering a service-based company. For example, if you're in India, you might know a company called Tata Consultancy Services, that is TCS, then there is Infosys, there is Wipro, there is Cognizant. So these companies are service-based companies. Sorry, guys, just give me a minute. Yeah. So these companies are service-based companies, and when you are basically talking about these companies, the salary will be obviously lesser than a product-based company because of the skills required will vary, and also would say you will be basically creating a new product rather than servicing an existing product, and that needs more skill. So a service-based company will pay you less than a product-based company. So if you want to earn more, then And if you have the right skills, you can get into a product-based company. So what I mean by product-based company is, for example, you can get into Microsoft, you can get into Google, Amazon, or any. There are so many other mid-level startup companies as well. You can even join there and they will pay the last one. And one more thing which decides your salary is the experience. If you're within 0 to 5 years of experience, it will obviously be lesser. More than that, it will be higher. And coming to the final point, which would be your potential and personal skills. So this we'll see later. Okay. So now coming to who's hiring. So these are some of the companies which I came across when I searched for the DevOps engineer role. That is Wells Fargo, Oracle, IBM, Dell, VMware, Amazon, Adobe, Walmart, JP Morgan, Chase. So these are the companies, guys, who are hiring. If you have the right skills, you can get into these major MNCs. And also, if you don't want to work for an MNC, you can work for a startup or you can work for a mid-level company who are also hiring. But these are the top companies. I just wanted to give you an idea about the major, even if the major companies are willing to shift to DevOps, then obviously the smaller companies would basically try to shift to DevOps as well. Okay, so these are the why points. That is why you should become a DevOps engineer. Let me just break it again. There are an abundance of jobs. You have the right skills, you can get into it. It pays really good if you have the right skills, and if you have the experience, you can get a really good pay in DevOps engineering. And third, top company work hiring. Okay. So now coming to what does a DevOps engineer do? So let's cover three different job descriptions for this. So okay, so I got a job description from Oracle, so DevOps engineer, and VMware DevOps engineer, and Amazon DevOps engineer. So first, let's look at what they're asking from a DevOps engineer. But one thing I wanted to tell here is the job description will vary for every single company. As a DevOps engineer, you can know a different tool, and another DevOps engineer, they might know a different tool. For example, let's say you have experience in a tool called Jenkins for creating a CI/CD pipeline, but there may be another DevOps engineer who also can create a CI/CD pipeline, but not with Jenkins, but with Azure DevOps. So the technology or the tool which you're going to use will vary, but the concept or the functionality you're going to build for the company you're working for will remain the same. So now coming to the Oracle job description, you can see here I've given emphasis on the right side. So Java, web services, which are basically REST and SOAP APIs, and then Linux operating system, and then build tools such as Gradle and Maven, Git, Bitbucket, Jenkins, and other CI/CD tools, and also database tools. So this particular job role is asking services related to database, services related to version control, that is Git and Bitbucket, and CI/CD tools like TeamCity and Jenkins, and build tools like Gradle and Maven, and also Artifactory. Okay, so they want a programming language. You can see here it is Java. They want you to know Linux and operating system. They want you to know build tools. They want you to know certain DevOps tools like Git and Jenkins. So, okay, so this is the first job description. Okay, so here there's a question from Mohammed Pasha. I have no coding knowledge. Can I become a DevOps engineer? No, I would say that is no, Mohammed, but you can learn one particular programming language and get into DevOps if you think you can, because DevOps is completely based on software development because you're automating a software development lifecycle. And in that case, if you do not have a knowledge about programming and you do not have a knowledge about how software development works, in that case, you will find it really hard to become a DevOps engineer. So I would suggest to learn code. Is it necessary to have strong knowledge of coding? You don't have to be a really skilled programmer to create a machine learning models by yourself, not like that. But you should have an idea of programming languages. You should know how to write code. Not let's say you don't have to be very skilled in that, but you should know how to write code and you should know how software development works. This question was from Nisha. Okay, so now let me complete the other two job descriptions as well. Okay, I hope you get the gist of this. Now coming to the second one. So in this case, if you can see, they are asking Ansible, Terraform, Jenkins, and Docker, So these are again, Ansible is a configuration management tool. Terraform is an infrastructure as a code tool. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool, and Docker is a containerization tool. And then they're asking a programming language, which is Python, and they're asking cloud automation software. For example, it could be CloudFormation, but they also already included Terraform. Terraform is also a cloud automation software. And then AWS, they're asking for knowledge about cloud, and they're asking for certain tools like Route 53, which is a DNS service from AWS itself, and Big IP and DOI. Okay, so in this case, again, if you look at the emphasis, they're asking for some DevOps tools. They are asking for a programming language, which can be used for scripting as well as coding. They're asking for a cloud automation software. They're asking for knowledge on AWS and cloud. But basically, VMware is asking for AWS, but a different job role might ask for Azure. Another job role might ask for GCP. So again, it depends on the company. You will have to find the right job description. And finally, they're asking some more tools as well. Okay, so this is the second job description. Coming to the third one. So this is from Amazon, and this is a pretty basic DevOps engineer qualification. If you see, the first one is they're asking for Java or C++. Second, they're asking for shell scripting or scripting. So they're asking for either Bash or Perl or Python. Third, they're asking for operating system, that is Linux operating system. And finally, they're asking for experience in SQL or PLSQL. So in this case, they are not mentioning any DevOps tools at all. If you see here, in these two particular job descriptions, they have directly mentioned the DevOps tools which you should know. But in this case, they have not mentioned any DevOps tools because you might be a part of the DevOps engineering team. You don't have to know all the things, but some job descriptions might ask you to know everything. Some job descriptions like this might ask you to know a particular part of it. Again, so even in the sentences, you can see they're asking for a programming language, they're asking for a shell scripting language, they're asking for an operating system and database knowledge. Okay, so basically, structured query language. So now, putting them all together, I would suggest you all these skills. So I just wanted to compare those job descriptions to give you a better idea, because you might think I'm telling a random skill which is not even required for DevOps, but I'm not doing that. I've gathered all the job descriptions. I've put together this list of skills which you should know. Okay. So first one is learn a high-level programming language. Either can be Java or C++. Second, learn Linux, because 90% of cloud servers are running on Linux. Most companies are right now using AWS or GCP or Azure, and they are cloud servers, and most of them are using Linux servers. So in that case, knowing a Linux operating system is important. Third, you should know DevOps tools like Ansible, Terraform, Docker. There is Kubernetes. There is Git. There is Maven. There is Artifactory. There are so many DevOps tools, guys. But you should know the tools which are required for a company you're applying to, or you should know the tools which basically is required for a DevOps engineer. That is, you don't have to learn all the tools. You can have a set of 10 tools. For example, one tool for software testing, one tool for CI/CD like Jenkins, one tool for containerization, one tool for configuration management. So like this, you can divide and basically learn a set of tools which will help you in any company you get into. Fourth one, learning cloud, because most of the companies are using cloud as I told you, and learning AWS or Azure or GCP will really be helpful for you. Fifth one is database knowledge. Again, as a DevOps engineer, you're going to automate the entire software development lifecycle. In that case, databases also will be a part of it. So, knowing databases and knowing SQL basics and knowing how to retrieve, upload, join, all these structured query commands will be helpful. And finally, scripting languages. So, this is because if you know shell scripting, you can automate many commands, you can automate many operations which are happening on the Linux operating system using a particular script which will automatically run every single day. So shell scripting or scripting language is also required in this case. So these are the 6 skills which are basically put together for a DevOps engineer. So there is a question here. Let me check and answer that. Voice is not clear. Sorry, Shir. Uh, there are some network issues, I guess, but yeah, I'm trying my best here. Uh, Let me check my internet. My internet is working, but there are some fluctuations. I'm sorry for this particular session. From next week, my voice will be better because, yeah, so because my network will get better. Sorry. Okay, one more question from Nishant. AWS is required before we start this course? Not really. You don't need to know AWS before you start off with this. You can learn, it is basically an acquired skill, and you can learn it while you're learning for DevOps as well. You don't have to learn it before that. So even that, if you're talking about the courses which we'll be offering, that will be told to you or talked about at the end of the session. So you'll get more information about the course later. So please stay tuned. I'm just talking about the general view of it. Okay. So now coming to the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. So first thing is making sure the DevOps pipeline runs smoothly, because whatever company you go into, they might already have a DevOps pipeline set up, and they might already have the DevOps pipeline running. So now as a DevOps engineer, you go into the company and you try to understand what are the different parts involved in the DevOps pipeline and learn it completely and make sure that pipeline works or runs smoothly. Or you might have to create a DevOps pipeline in the company you're working, and then once you create, again, you will have to figure out and keep that running smoothly by setting up monitoring tools, by setting up certain measures, which will always keep it running. Okay. Now, second one, interaction with other teams. So this is for every job, but as a DevOps engineer, you will be communicating with the development team, the operations team, the security team, the testing team. So all of these teams will have to work together with you. So you'll have to interact. Third, work on automation backlog. So for example, you would have created a pipeline, but some parts of the pipeline can still be automated. For example, let's say there is a sign-up process, and that sign-up is being manually tested right now. But again, for a sign-up page, you could write a Selenium script, and that Selenium script will automatically run and test the sign-up page, the test cases you have provided, right? So we can again automate the testing part of it as well. So again, these automation backlogs will be provided, and you also have to make sure those things are automated. So the basic aim is to make the software development as much as automated as possible, because that's what a DevOps engineer is required for. Fourth is infrastructure management, so managing all aspects and managing the cloud. Fifth one is dealing with legacy stuff. So the company might already have a legacy setup, so you should be the person who knows how to basically bring or migrate the legacy data, or migrate the legacy infrastructure into the current pipeline. And then training and self-development, and again, this is for every job role. So this is again for every job role. You will have to train yourself consistently and constantly, and also develop yourself every day. And then documentation. So whatever you are creating, make sure you document it, because sometimes as a DevOps engineer, you will be working on so many different things, and keeping everything documented will be really helpful. So again, this works for every job role, but as a DevOps engineer, as you work with different tools and work with different teams, keeping everything documented really helps. Okay, so these are the roles and responsibilities, guys. So now coming to how to become a DevOps engineer. So again, I talked about the services and tools that you have to know. So I'll just give you a brief idea about it again. The first one, you should know major DevOps tools. So let me name them. You can note this down, or you can basically type it down. Let me tell you one by one slowly. Even if you don't note it down, don't worry. This video will be available on YouTube. You can just go and check it out and basically note it again. Okay, so first one, I would suggest you learn GitHub. Then you learn Docker, learn Kubernetes, Jenkins, Ansible, Chef, Puppet, and then I would suggest you to learn Nagios or ELK stack for monitoring and logging. Uh, okay, so these are the top tools which I wanted to mention. Then I would also suggest Terraform. Okay, note down Terraform, that is also important. Okay, so what are the tools can I include here? Yeah, Jenkins. I think I would have already told Jenkins. Ansible. Yeah, so these are the top tools, guys. You can start learning from Git and learn one by one. But again, we'll also tell you how to learn and what to do, so don't worry. So, ability to automate DevOps. So, this is again best practices and how to, even if you know what the tools, even if you know and have learned the tools, you should know how to connect them and automate the complete DevOps lifecycle. And then familiar with programming languages. As I told you, programming languages are important because you're going to automate the software development lifecycle, and software development involves coding at the first stage. And the experience with cloud infrastructure. So this will again help any DevOps engineer. Testing skills. If you know SQL and if you know Selenium, so obviously one more skill I want to add is Selenium. Learn Selenium as well because that also involves. Okay, knowing Selenium or just basic manual testing like functional testing or unit testing is also important. And finally, passion and proactivity. Again, this is something for every single job role. Okay, guys. So these are the concepts which I want to talk about. So I think you are a clear understanding of the things you have to know as a DevOps engineer. So again, becoming a DevOps engineer is not a really easy task because there are so many different tools and skills which you'll have to master in. But again, it is not impossible because there are a lot of DevOps engineers right now in multiple companies. So they could get into it. You can also get into it. You can get into it if you have the right skills. And here I've provided you with all the right skills. And again, we'll be providing you with a better one. If you just wait, like Dilip will be joining and explaining you more about it. Okay. So now I want to give you another part of it. That is, we have a few things called, you have Intellipaat.com/blog. It is a free blog where you can check out all the information about DevOps. You can learn about DevOps, you can learn about the tools, you learn about the basics, you can learn the basic demos. Again, we have a YouTube channel called Intellipaat where we provide free DevOps tutorials, we provide free DevOps projects and assignments and hands-ons over there. But again, those are not, let's say, they're not really like what is it, high level projects because most of them are in our course, which is in our website. In YouTube, we try to provide you all the basic information which is required for you to learn DevOps. You can completely learn DevOps from YouTube, from our channel itself. Okay, so let me stop here and let me answer a few of your questions. Okay, voice is breaking. Let me try to keep my mic again clear. I hope it is fine now. Yeah, guys. I think my part with that is done. If you have any questions, you can please ask. And at 9 o'clock, my colleague will be starting this part of the session. And if there are questions, I'll be answering them. If there are no questions, I'll be shifting my session and I'll let my colleague continue. I'll wait for some seconds. Let me see if there are any questions or not. I'm not getting any questions, guys. Come on. You guys can do better. Just one or two questions about any technical questions. For example, if you want to know what a particular tool is, what is Jenkins or something like that. If you want to know what cloud tool to learn or something like that, you can ask me. I would be the right person to answer that. Okay, so there is a question here. Okay, so AWS or Azure. So I would suggest you to go ahead with AWS because I'm proficient in AWS and I think it will be the right tool for a beginner. But again, if you are into C Sharp or if you're into .NET framework and if you're working with Microsoft, in that case, I would suggest you to go ahead with Azure itself. But as a beginner, if you do not know anything about cloud, if you're a beginner, start with AWS. Okay, so question from Dhanashekar. Is GCP also necessary to learn with Azure and AWS? No, Dhanashekar, it's not like that. You can learn one of those cloud tools. You can learn either GCP or you can learn Azure. or you can learn AWS. So once you learn one of those tools, later you can learn multiple tools. But when you're starting with it, learn either GCP or Azure or AWS, because what they provide, what the functionalities are the same. Only the company who provides it are different. That's it. One more question from Nishant. What is Terraform? So Terraform is basically called a concept which is called infrastructure as code. So using Terraform, you can create a template, and that template can be used to launch a complete cloud architecture. For example, that template will have all the information. For example, let's say on AWS, you want two servers and you want a database engine, and you want them to be connected via a network. So let's say a VPC. You want all of those resources to be in a VPC. So now, if you want to create this, you'll have to open the AWS console, and then you will have to launch these servers and launch the database and then connect them. But let's say you don't want to do that every single time you want these servers and databases. Let's say you're working for a company who wants it automated. So in that case, if you're using Terraform, you can create a template which will do the exact same thing for you. And if you create the template once, you can use the same template multiple times. So that basically makes it easier for you to launch as the same cloud architecture again and again. So if you want to launch the same architecture, let's say if you want to create the same architecture hundreds of times, then I would suggest going ahead with Terraform. This is a simpler explanation. You can check out more about it. And one more question from Zafar Ali. Please tell me that in which sequence you learn DevOps tools. Okay, so that my colleague will be showing you the list of the tools which will be covered, and from that you can learn what is the sequence. There's no proper sequence actually, but I would suggest you to start with GitHub, because that is the basic. You code and basically push it to a repository, and that's where the project starts. So I would suggest you to start from there. From Ramesh, do I need to learn Kubernetes? Yes, Kubernetes is important because if the company is using containers, if they're using Docker, then Kubernetes will be helpful for orchestrating them. So yes. And one last question I want to answer from Mohammed. I want to learn from scratch a programming language to dev engineer. Any course you have for that? Okay, so this is the right time I move the course, or sorry, move the session to my colleague who will be handling this part of the session. That is the course and career path. Okay, so thank you guys. Mohammed, please stay tuned. My colleague will be explaining all about that, how you can start from scratch. So thank you guys. Meet you in another session.
Thank you. Hi, guys. My name is Charles Christopher. Well, I'm an advisor and a career counselor. Well, I believe you have a lot of questions, so I'll be more than happy to answer every question you guys might have with regards to the program. I'm going to show you where you can access the program details, what's in it for you, the schedule, the pricing, the assignments, projects, everything in detail. So to become a DevOps engineer, I will straight away take you to the program, which is going to help an individual to become a DevOps engineer. All I'm doing is typing in DevOps, and let's go to the DevOps Architect Master Training Program. Now, like you see, this is in collaboration with IBM and Future Skills. This is 8+ courses. So these are the list of courses, guys. The last course, which is Linux, is self-paced, which is pre-recorded videos, but all these remaining courses are live instructor-led training program, which has DevOps, AWS SysOps, Docker, Kubernetes, GitHub, and Python. So to become a DevOps engineer, you need to go through all these programs. So once you're done with this, you can call yourself, or you can become proficient to be called as a DevOps engineer. Now let's take a quick peek inside. So here you see list of modules. First module itself is how to install it on cloud. So you'll be literally learning from the installation part of it. So you have nothing to worry. You just need to have a basic laptop with 4 GB or 8 GB. That is more than sufficient with the internet connection. You're sorted. What is software development? Why DevOps? What is DevOps? So this shows that you'll be literally introduced to the topic from the very basic to advanced step by step. And these are the hands-on exercises, guys. So this is purely a practical learning, not any sort of theoretical or boring lectures. Because remember, guys, in the interview, nobody's going to ask you what is Docker Hub or what is containerization. They're going to ask you when you worked on Kubernetes, and Docker, what are the challenges you faced and how did you overcome those challenges? None of the videos is going to help you answer such questions, but yourself. So when you practice all these hands-on exercises and these real-time projects, you see these projects, this is what is ideally going to help you become a DevOps professional, or this is what is going to help you become proficient with the tool or technology, or this is what is going to help you land a job or help you clear the interviews during the technical round. So my point being, the more assignments and projects you practice or play on the environment is going to help you get better and better. So none of the theoretical knowledge you have or you might be planning to have is of no use, because the real world is of practical. They're just going to turn the desktop towards you and ask you to fix it. If you can fix the solution, or you can fix it only if you have a practical hands-on, not theoretical. So we do not teach you guys, we train you. All our instructors are working professionals with 15 plus years of experience in IT who are currently working as DevOps engineers, and they are the ones who are going to train you guys. So let's check AWS. Most of you people might have this question, why there is AWS? Now see, DevOps and cloud are like husband and wife. Whoever wants to get into DevOps, they should know cloud. Whoever wants to get into cloud, they should know DevOps. Now, why AWS is because AWS is the #1 cloud services in the market, especially in India and the US. So that is the reason we have AWS here. Even this, you'll be literally introduced to the topic from the very basic guys, and you see hands-on exercises in each and every module. It's a purely a practical learning platform, and you'll also see projects. So this is very, very important and mandatory, guys. If you're looking to become proficient, or if you're looking for a career in DevOps or cloud, hands-on experience of some projects is mandatory. Because if you would have definitely gone through many of the job profiles looking for 2 years experience, 3 years experience. Don't mistake, they're looking for hands-on experience. Nobody cares whether you have 3 years of experience with knowledge by yourself, or as a freelancer, or you worked with Microsoft, IBM. They don't care. All they care is, do you have an experience of 2 to 3 years? If you think you have, clear the interview. So these projects are also going to go on your resume. You can definitely tell that you worked as a freelancer completing all these projects. And how are they going to believe you? They're going to start asking you technical questions. And guess what? You can definitely answer to those technical questions because you actually practiced and completed these projects all by yourself. So when you did that, you exactly know what to answer. It's as simple as that. Now, all the programs, guys, is literally from the basic with hands-on exercises and real-time projects. So if you're looking to get trained to become industry ready, you're in the right place. And here also you see project works, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So we are going to guide you step by step how to become a DevOps engineer. Now, moving further, this is a course completion certificate issued by Intellipaat on completion of the course, and assignments will be evaluated, and then you'll be given this course completion certificate, guys. And this is a course completion certificate issued by Intellipaat, acknowledged by Future Skills, which is a NASSCOM initiative. Now, DevOps is an open source. There is no official certification exam for DevOps as a whole, so you need not worry. But AWS has a certification exam. So having a certification is definitely an added advantage. Now, many people ask me this question frequently. Having a certification, does it help me get a job? No, it doesn't. So it is going to boost your resume. No doubt about it. Even 50% of the companies out there, they prefer hiring a certified professional. So it's definitely an added advantage on your resume. And job is purely guaranteed based on how well you perform in the interview, how well your technical skills are. Certification is not at all going to come into picture there. But again, certification is going to come into picture when it comes to salaries. A certified professional definitely gets a better package compared to a non-certified professional. But don't worry, our courses are also designed or aligned with the official certification exam. All you have to do is complete our course, and we provide you a mock quiz. Take our mock quiz, score 60%. That means you can easily clear the official examination in just one attempt. So we have more than 95% of passing aggregate, guys. Now, why Intellipaat is because we are in business for over 7 years. We have 700,000 learners. Our reach is towards 55 different countries throughout the globe. We are the only company to offer your lifetime access, guys. So it's literally a lifetime access. There is no expiration. You can attend as many classes, retake as many batches. Nobody's going to stop you. It's also on writing on the website, attend as many batches for lifetime. Instructor is live, guys. Any questions, totally interactive, one-on-one doubt resolution sessions. So it's not one-sided, it's two-sided. The last 30 minutes of the session is dedicated for question and answers. Not only you get to ask your questions, but you can also listen to other people's question in your same batch and get answer to those questions as well. And irrespective you attend the class or miss the class, let's say you started this batch on 6th, so you could not attend the first class, doesn't matter. Your classes are recorded, live instructor led, even those are added to your account for your reference. So whether you attend or miss the class, recorded videos of your own classroom is also given to you, even that is for lifetime, guys. Now, how long does it take to complete this program? This is a proper comprehensive program which is going to take about 5 months of your time. Can I complete it a bit sooner? Yes. So here you see weekday and weekend batches. You can do 2 programs simultaneously and complete it a bit sooner. So instead of 5 months, it's going to take 3 months. You can do DevOps in the weekday batch, AWS or Python in the weekend batch. So that means you're doing 2 courses simultaneously. It's going to speeden up your learning curve. But my suggestion is do 1 course at a time, complete DevOps first, at least you'll get the hang of it. Then you can do 2 programs simultaneously, AWS in the weekday, Python in the weekend. That's also good for you. Now, we also help you find a job. We provide you job assistance. So before getting into that part, if you have any questions, guys, please feel free to drop your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. I want to learn from scratch or programming or DevOps engineer or any of the courses have that. Yes, you'll be learning the program from the scratch like I showed you. See, it's from the installation. What is DevOps? Why DevOps? This is literally from the basic. Now, 90% of the cloud servers, guys, run on Linux. That is the reason you see Linux here, the self-paced. So does that mean you have to become an expert in Linux? No. Having a basic understanding is more than sufficient. So that is the reason we give you the Linux self-paced when you go for online for free, so that even before you attend the class with a live instructor, go through Linux as much as possible. It's definitely an added advantage to you. Now let's discuss about the pricing. Now, self-paced is a pre-recorded video, which is 790 US dollars, and online is 965 US dollars. So this is my WhatsApp number, guys. You can directly WhatsApp me on either of my numbers, or this is my email ID. You can also email me. I've been advising for about 13 years for both courses and a career counselor. So many people might not be from a different background. They might want to explore other options. Always discuss with an advisor, because we know the best, because this is what we do for the living. So based on multiple factors, are you working currently or you're not? If you're working, is it IT or non-IT? Which region you're based out of? What's your education background? If you're working in IT, which tool have you been working? What is your current package? So based on multiple factors, based on your position that you're currently in, we will be able to head you in the right direction, which is going to boost your career. So please always discuss with an advisor. To do that, you know how to reach me directly. WhatsApp me on my US number or Indian number. Let's have one-on-one. So instead of 965, you clearly see the website offers 10% discount. I just have 2 coupons. Whoever reaches out to me first gets a flat 50% discount. So all you have to do is reach out to me on my WhatsApp number. So any questions, guys, before we discuss about, okay, I want to know in Indian rupees. It's same. Let me just show you that. So all I'm doing is changing the currency to INR. So whatever price you see, it's 50%. Yeah, I'm just clicking on enroll now, because you'll have to add an additional 18% GST. And let me just delete the other course which is in my cart. Yep. Yeah, this is the price. 94 rupees less than 65k. So you will be investing, if my math is correct, 32,450 bucks after the discount. So irrespective which region you're from, you'll get a flat 50% discount. You know how to reach out to me. You can WhatsApp me on either of my numbers. So any questions, guys? Perfect. So let's talk about job assistance, and then let's discuss about the schedule. Now, job assistance works in 3 steps. Step 1 is we are going to rework on your resume. We're going to make sure your resume looks more presentable. Step 2 is we are going to prepare you for the interview with the list of mock questions and answers. And step 3 is we are having our own job portal. So instead of you just marketing your resume on LinkedIn and Indeed, Times, other job portals in the market, you can also market your resume on Intellipaat job portal. We have tied up with more than 400 hiring partners. So your possibilities of lining up interviews literally increases. So this is the job assistance we provide. And our major reach is in India, US, and Northern America. These 3 are the major regions that we have tied up with the hiring partners. Now, the schedule, if you're in India, please follow the website. It is very accurate. Tuesday to Friday, 7 in the morning to 9 a.m. IST, which is Indian Standard Time. Weekend IST. So if it's week, if you're in the US or Northern America, please make a note of it, or you can take a screenshot or a print screen. So it is Monday to Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is for people who are in the US and Northern America, guys. So if you're in, if you want to know about the weekend schedule, which is Saturday and Sunday, the timing will be, I'm getting a WhatsApp message. Let me just check. Shobana, yeah, as soon as I'm done with the webinar, I'll definitely reach out to you. Thank you. So weekend schedule is Saturday and Sunday. 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time to 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. So this is the weekend batch schedule, guys. So any other questions, please feel free to drop your message. I'll be happy to answer. Perfect. I see no other questions. So I've been getting messages. I'll definitely call you guys and help you out in the right direction. So this is it, guys. So if you're looking to get trained, you're in the right place. You can definitely do your due diligence, because we are not here to teach you like universities or colleges through some PowerPoint presentations or lectures, which is of no use, because any company is looking for hands-on experience. Those days are gone where they hire you, train you for 3-4 months, then put you in a team or a project. Currently, every company wants to hire a person who has hands-on experience, and where you can directly be interviewed. And even if you know 70%, 30%, the team leaders are going to train you. Because if you're expecting anything more than that, it's impossible, because the companies, the structures have totally changed. What used to happen 10 years ago no longer exists, guys. So you need to be trained in a practical manner. You're definitely in the right place. Invest your time and money. Just focus in the class. We show you the result. So that's it for today's webinar and presentation, guys. I hope today's presentation and webinar was useful and helpful. And I thank each and every one of you investing your time and listening to me and the webinar as well. And I wish everyone a great day ahead. Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye-bye.